guys, how's it going? Welcome back to my channel. In this week's video, we are going to be talking about my litter box that is under my storage staircase. I have gotten tons and tons of questions all about the litter box, ventilation, cleaning, smells, odors, dust, as well as what size litter box, the design. So I'm gonna get right into it because we've got a lot to talk about. The first thing we are going to talk about is actually cleaning the litter box. I'm not going to do it in front of you, but I am going to explain what I wake up to every morning. As you can see in here, there is dust and litter up on the wheel well from when they cover their waste. There is litter on the litter mat. There is litter under the litter mat. And then there is litter on the way out to where they walk back through the door. Every day I take this and I will put it all back into the litter box. Sometimes on the back of the mat there is urine, which means they urinated on the outside of the litter box, so we have to clean it up. I keep 2 of these on hand so that when I wash these, I set this out to dry and I'll put a new one out so that it doesn't get moldy, because we have to put the litter box right back on top of the mat even if it's wet. I will put a link in the description below to where I got these bags. They're actually cat litter bags. Before we put the litter box back in, I always like to vacuum, because if that litter accumulates underneath, some of it has some of the residual urine on it. Look at Shadow right now. She's onto something, so you got to keep that in mind when cleaning this litter box area, is that it's small, it's compact, and if you have anything in here that gets soiled or dirty, you're going to want to wash it really well so that the scent doesn't linger inside there. The cat litter door is 9 inches by 11 inches, but the opening is 8 by 10. I didn't want an open door because I didn't want the dust and litter and odors to come out of there. I wanted a swinging door so they could freely go in and out. And then last but not least, there's this little locking mechanism right here. So if I need the cats to go, if I have guests and I need the cats to go in there, I can lock this door and they can't get out. So if I'm having movers move something in or something like that, they're not going to be able to get out if that lock is on. It's a really good buy, in my opinion. I'm going to get another one. If you want, you can check out the link below. Now we are going to talk about my ventilation. I had this little computer fan put in. The only problem with this little vent, it works very well to vent out the odors and dust, but I cannot get in there to clean that. The other day I undid those 2 screws right there, and come to find out I could not reach the other 2 screws up there. That whole space right there is so hard to get into that I cannot get in there to clean. So I'm gonna have to find another way to get in there to clean that vent, whether it's blowing it out with some air or sucking it out with a vacuum on the outside, or trying to find a small enough tool that can help me take those screws out in that small space right there. The way that I turn this little fan on, I actually keep it on all the time, but the builder installed an outlet over here by my convection oven. That switch right there controls the fan underneath the storage staircase, and it also controls the switch that's behind that. Now I'm on the outside of my house. This is the ventilation that's for the litter box. And this is how it's cold. It is so cold, and I guess I could clean it from this end, because this is exactly what I see. Now, as far as the temperature in there, because of that ventilation, the ventilation is open to the outside. When you open this door right here, you can actually feel that it's cold in there. There have been times, one time last summer or last winter, I actually put a space heater in there just to warm up the area. I don't know if it bothers the cats or not, but if you design an area like this, you're going to need to take that into consideration depending on what kind of climate you live in. When we're talking about size, my storage staircase is 9 feet. So what I did was I measured exactly how much space that I used for this litter box area, and it is 42 inches of the stairs, and that includes the wall that's right there, the little door that comes in here, this whole thing right here, because this is how we have to clean it, and then this whole area for that litter box. Now I'm going to explain the size of the litter box, the size of the hole, and the size of that other little room, and the complications that happened with my builder while making it, and then you guys can learn from these problems and then apply them to your house or not, depending on whatever you do. That hole right there used to be 8 by 10. It was about just as big as this hole right here. That hole, as you can see right now, is bigger than 8 by 10 because I had the builder actually come and fix it for me. He sent a team member and they cut the hole bigger. When my cat Romeo was alive, he was so big that he couldn't get through that little door opening. And I used to have a different litter box in this section to where this area wasn't open. It was an actual box that, you know, left not much for the cat to jump through that little hole. So if you decide to do this litter box design, make sure that you make that middle hole big enough so that the cats can get through. Now, something else I want to touch on is the fact that the builder said the reason why they couldn't cut that hole any bigger was because of stair support. I have not had any problems going up the stairs. I still, you know, can go up the stairs. It doesn't squeak, nothing like that. But that is, I guess, a problem. When I first designed it, I wanted no wall there. So that's when the builder came back to me and there was a wall there. I complained that there was a wall there, and then he made a 8 by 10 hole, and I still was complaining because, again, I did not want a hole there. So they cut it. This whole litter box area is 22.5 inches by 18 inches by 21 inches, and the litter box is about 17.5 inches by 17.5 inches. So you have to make sure when you build your litter box section, this area, that litter box is going to fit into it. Now there's the wheel well that's back there, which is a good, looks like about 3 or 4 inches. I did not include that. I measured from there to the inside of that lip in order to get the size of the litter box. And at that same token, the mat that I put in there, I purchased an oversized mat and cut it into 2 or 3 different pieces so that I could use them when the others were being cleaned. Now, if you didn't incorporate this into your stairs, you would have had to put it somewhere around your tiny house. And the first decision that I made was to put it in one of those boxes. I'll show you guys a picture right here. One of those boxes that is contained. I just didn't know where I was going to put the box. In the beginning of my design build, I had a huge storage staircase that would house tons and tons of stuff. And one of them was not the litter box. So that underneath the storage staircase is where I was going to have all of my litter, the food, and all of that stuff. But now that I put the litter box underneath the storage staircase, I had to find a different place to put the food and the litter. When I sat down with the builder, he said that it was way too big and it was way too much and I was going to have to downsize a little bit. So I took his advice and reconfigured my whole design, and that's when the litter box went into the storage staircase. I will show you also where I store the food and the litter, because I can't store it inside that little 42 by 22 inch spot, but I do store it next to it. I have this cabinet right here that's right next to the litter box area, and all the way at the bottom, see, there's my extra mats that in case something happens. Then all the way at the bottom is where I have food, wipes for them, and then I put their litter in my office amongst my water. This area does look kind of cluttered, but that is because I do not have any room for those plastic litter containers to go anywhere in here. I've even tried putting the plastic litter containers in there, and because I use so much, I can't fit all of them in there. What I could do is actually put the litter in the shed, since I have more storage, or in some of my outside storage. So if you guys plan on doing this, just make sure you find a spot to put the litter and the food. As promised, I am going to put my original design on the screen from the builder. If you guys want to screenshot this, that is fine. If you want to save it to your computer, that's fine, but this is my original design. Like I said earlier in the video, I had to have a team member come and cut that little square out, so take that into consideration if you don't want that square there. So if you give this design to your builder, make sure you tell him to put a specific size square there depending on what kind of animals you have, so that that design works for you. Another topic that I want to touch base on would be the bugs that could possibly be coming through the litter box area ventilation. Now, as you guys could see before, and when I was showing you the ventilation and how I couldn't clean in there, that whole space is open. And I'm not sure if that was the cause of the bugs that I had before. I've had bugs 2 summers in a row. If you want to check out the video, it's right here. And I had the Orkin man over, and I did tons of different little things to try to prevent these things from coming in. I got rid of the corn litter that was in there, and that was one place that the bugs were attracted to. However, I don't know if the ventilation area is where they were trying to come through. So right now I had the whole house caulked. I had the storage staircase caulked. I caulked everything on the inside. I've been caulking walls and floors and stuff like that. I don't know where the source of the bugs is, but I'm not sure if that ventilation area could be one of them. So take that into consideration if you do get one of these litter box set up. How was that, everyone? I really hope you guys enjoyed this video because I tried to answer all the questions that you guys had about my litter box area. If there is something that I forgot, please drop it in the comments below and I will get to it as soon as I can. If you guys liked this video and found it informative, please give it a big thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe below and hit that notifications bell in order to get a notification every time I post a new video, which is now every Sunday. Thanks for watching, guys. See you in the next video.